There we go. Let's give it a second to load in. Ah, the innuendos. I hope you're feeling better. Or start to. And everybody else as well. I fixed Mercer. That's a plus. Took me 2 hours to figure it out. So, yeah. Ah, there we go. Burn his oddments. Let's go back to 24. Let's delete some of these that we no longer need, right? Six is always a good number. He had references in 3 different mods and 7 different patches to those mods. So I had to throw it in Xedit and forward references, which was easier than I thought, but until I actually forwarded them. Because I'm nervous about doing that, because once you do it, you can undo it, but it's... You want to be right. You want to be right the first time, so... So that was that. I'm going to have to get a little stand for my cell phone so I can put it under my monitor. Right, we left off in... There it is, okay. So all geared up usually has to load in. We sold some things. Ramaran's here. Do I need to command him to follow me? No, I don't. Okay, let's exit. I didn't take any perks yet. Hey, Will. What's going on? Oh, thank you. I went back to the old loading screens that I have. So you can see I've been hoarding them. I'm going to take one right now. I'm going to take Arc Burn. Shock spells hitting targets that are not fire resistant. Right. We're going to take this one. Now, I know I went over this towards the end of it yesterday. I have enough for Advanced Sea and Magic. And I know we spoke about this in Discord earlier. I will be taking this. I won't be taking this just yet. Not yet, because it gives you a total of 20. What I would like to do is get closer to 40. So I'm going to be doing some training with Tolfdir to raise that level. Because I'd like to take that and then this relatively soon after each other. Yeah, The other option was to take, well, we're going to take Wild Shrines for the 15% buff or the 30% longer buff. And then, obviously, Wall-X Dormant is a necessity with this character. But Intuitive Magic is kind of a wasted perk at this point. My spells, once I take Vancian, they're not going to cost anything anyway. But it does open up the Monarch. I'd be losing Magicka, but again, that's not going to matter. I'm also going to be absorbing 25 points per second from living creatures, whether friend or foe. And usually at this point, I won't have followers with me. At least mages. So you kind of have to plan this one out. It's not as simple as just take the perk and then, you know, Remarin is basically gimped unless I get away from him. So I can get out of his distance, right, for him to summon his bound weapons or, you know, cast spells, whatever he needs to do. Other ones, other followers, potentially that might be a little bit more of a hindrance. But we'll, like I said, we'll when we get there, we get there. And Destruction's almost at 50 as well, so I'm going to be getting another perk there. Illusion is also something I'm going to need to buff up. I need Quiet Before the Storm. I want my spells to be silent. I could take the second perk here, and I could work myself up this tree, because I do want to get to Master the Mind for certain spells. But again, like I said, it's not necessarily a priority. We are going to take one in Sneak. I have to get that out of the way because I need Demolition Job. 2% more powerful per level for my rune spells. This is, you know, 2% per level, and then when you take Fancy and Magic, that doubles them. I was reading, there was a calculation somebody did, right? And I was reading this. So they're twice as effective. The nice thing is once I take this, one additional spell for each 10 points of base Magicka. And I have to look and see at how this all works, because it's 60. If I choose Magicka, will this give me an extra 50? Does this count towards base Magicka? I don't think so. I don't think that's how this works. So I'm going to have to, you know, do some research on that as well. I know it adds to your total, but I don't believe it's considered base. I think base is just what you take from leveling up, and that's how that works. So we got those two perks out of the way. Now I could take Geomancer, 30% less damage from attacks while charging or concentrating, but I think at this point it's kind of a wasted perk. We got the one base into Restoration. This is pretty much all I'm going to need. I may take Descending Light for the regen, but I mean, well, it would be to unlock other things too, like Warrior's Flame, right? For healing properties, and then, you know, draining the same amount from hostiles, but I'm not sure I want to go that route. If I did do anything, you know, for stuff like Edgewalker, Respite, for, you know, obviously what it says it does. I won't be doing the whole false life trick. That's kind of defeats the purpose. The undead stuff may be handy, but again, I don't think it's a focus. Destruction, Conjuration is almost at 40, and I'm kind of remiss to say I really should put a perk in here. I really should take Plane Meld. Summon them 5 times further away, but right now we don't need it. We're waiting on a couple other perks to really start. So that's where we stand right now. Let's get the light going here. And what do I have? Let's see. 3 should be my rune, right? Oh. And, Burn is probably going to get peeved at me. Get that up a level. Oh, she doesn't, that doesn't affect her. Good. Thank God. Soundtrack provided to you by the Southern Diaries. Quite a nice addition, I thought.
Bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry.
So why are you out here?
I am here to assist those seeking the wisdom of the college. And if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm, so be it. The more important question is, why are you here?
I'd like to enter.
Perhaps. But what is it you expect to find within?
I'd like to unravel Aetherius's mysteries.
Ah, the immortal plane. It is said to be the source of all magic. This is a noble goal, indeed. It would seem that the college has what
Hey,
you seek.
Strudel.
The question now is,
Hey,
what
Will.
do
Yeah,
you
it's
offer
working
the
for me.
college? Not just
You didn't get
anyone
it to
is
work?
allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic. A small test, if you will.
I'll take your test.
Excellent. A standard spell for one skilled in destruction magic is the firebolt. Casting one at the seal on the ground.
Skilled in destruction, just not in that tree. Show me.
No? Well, if you think you're capable of it, then I'd be happy to provide it to you for a mere 30 gold. Or you can try your luck with one of the court wizards around Skyrim. They also sell spells.
Fine, here you go.
Here you are. Now I'm anxious to see you cast it.
Right.
Winter holds great original lie behind it. Well done indeed. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome, apprentice. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me. The college is an asset to Skyrim, even if it goes unnoticed or unappreciated.
Tell me who Mirabelle is.
She's the master wizard here.
Master. Huh?
Archmage Aaron may be in charge, but Mirabelle runs the place. You do well to remember that.
Is there an elven mage here that studies stars?
Why specifically stars? Wait, you aren't referring to... No. There's no way you would know about that.
Would you believe I was given a vision?
Well, I've certainly heard worse things. I think the man you want to talk to is Nellikar. He was exiled a few years ago. Bad research. Still hangs around the frozen hearth.
And you can train. So, let's see how good you are.
I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge.
You sell books?
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Hey, Loki. Well, it's gonna it's not going to replace your Skyrim music. It's going to add into it. So you may not hear the tracks immediately. I think he said it was something like it's a smaller file. Now I'm not sure if it was 2 hours worth of music or 40. I think I saw 44 minutes. I may have been looking at the wrong page. But yeah, it won't replace as far as I know, but it will add in. So I think it took me up until doing some testing today to really see. Oh, she has Electrosphere. How much do I only have 1,000 left. Let's do this. I may have to sell off some of my... Yeah. Let's sell some of these off. Right? That's about all I have left. I have enough for like one decent spell. And I know which one it's going to be. I think if she has it. Oh, 600 on the dot. Let's see if we have anything else, right? We have, what's it, Shock Nova? I already have that. Electrosphere, huh? That I don't have money for. Neither do I have for Chain Lightning. But I got the one that I needed. Scattershock would be good too. So many. I don't ever plan on getting that close up front. Yeah. Unbound Fire, huh? She has soul gems too. Let's buy 2 lesser. Buy the petty. And that'll be it for me for now. Let's learn this. This is the big boy here. So let's take Sparks off. So we have Shock Nova at 118, Lightning Cloak at 116, my rune, that's my go-to. Crackle will... Well, you can see it's already doubled. Right? And when you dual cast them, it's going to get pretty insane. We do have Muffle. Let me put that on the favorites. Now, I had thought about... Now, Fury, once I get the second perk, that'll also buff it up to, you know, a little more than level 10. Same thing with Ghostwalk. Dual cast, once I take those perks. Shadowbound is going to be very situational. And I still have Tharn's Prison and Wither. And just basic healing. Which, single cast is double. So, you know. No Magicka. Pitfighter Scamp and the Summoning Rune. We could probably take the Summoning Rune off. I don't believe I'll be using this as much as I thought I will be.
Waiting.
Alright. So let's just go over this again. 1 is for Prison. 2 should be... Crackle. 3 should be my rune. 4 should be Soul Trap, yep. 5 is... what's 5? That is going to be Lightning Cloak. 6 is Fury. 7 for healing, 8 for Conjure. Cool. Out of curiosity, I should be able to dual cast this one too. Oh yeah. But we won't. Not yet.
Does the college pay taxes to the All of Winterhold? I'm struggling to see what the economy here is based on.
Ah. Alright. You're gonna miss. You always get this one, but you miss the other ones. Where the hell is she aiming?
I love tours as much as the next elf, but when do we get to blow stuff up? Notice how I said we? I hope no one notices I'm not a real student.
What's up, Sam? Alright, I'm coming. Come on. You're gonna miss with that one, too. You're terrible. Good thing you're better at destruction than you are at alteration. Let's go. Come on. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this. I have no idea what Feralda's doing.
I wonder if a librarian at Cyrodiil leaves all the cleaning duties to a single apprentice.
Ah, that's who you are. Ah, Finis.
If you require assistance with summoning techniques, please let me know. If you would, please also contain your summons to the college grounds. The locals do not need to be agitated further by Atronachs roaming their town. The summoning of undead is even less advisable outside the college.
Summoning the undead isn't frowned upon here.
I sure know. Those archaic policies died out with the Mages Guild, and were never enforced here. Necromancy, as any other type of magic, is a tool to be used. Of course, non-mages may not see it that way, so we don't go around flaunting it.
So are there any other summoners outside of the college?
Not within society, no. Many who practice within the School of Conjuration do so on their own, secretly. Valian is the only one I know who is public about what he does. He was once my teacher here, but left the college years ago.
Why did this Valian leave?
He didn't like the Archmage. Hated dealing with him. Hated having to answer to him. Valian said he hated what this place was becoming, so he just left. Arin found a note on his desk, and that was it. I understand he settled down in Hjalmarch, and his presence there caused something of a problem.
Summoner yourself, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, thank you,
I
Mel.
believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes, of course. I'm simply trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find the Thalmor received no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here.
Excuse me, Emperor. Might I have a moment? What is it? Yes,
Welcome to the college.
I was told to come see you.
Another new student.
I'm surprised at how many of you there are lately.
Student.
Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin?
Tour. You could show me around.
Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lectures, practice sessions, and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, the Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures. Some problems with the local Nords. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared.
I do too, Will. You know, even playing as a as an Altmar, I have a really hard time forcing myself to even like him.
Our newest members are housed here, in the Hall of Attainment. I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working on research or delicate experiments.
Yeah, Mirabelle's always one of my favorites. Missing apprentices. The college asks that everyone keep an eye out for the previous group of apprentices who have gone missing. As yet, no information has become available. If anyone has any information regarding Isra, Elistai, Borvir, or Rundi, please speak with me at once. Finis.
I wonder if any of the mages here would even recognize my robes weren't genuine. No one pays any attention to the novices.
Now I'll show you to your quarters. You're going to be sharing space with your fellow apprentices, who you'll meet shortly. This is where you'll be staying.
Melakar.
This bed and desk are yours. Please try and be considerate of others. Now, let's go back to the Hall of the Elements, where most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions.
I'll meet you there. Ramarin. Wait here.
Let me give you a bit of advice. You want to work on something that's not officially allowed? Don't tell anyone you're doing it. You need something you're not officially supposed to have? You come see me. You tell anyone that I told you. I'll fry you from the inside out. Got Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits.
Of course, Cynthia would be sitting right there. Can we do business?
I hope you've got some coin.
I do.
Let's just take a look then.
He's gonna give me crappy deals. But at the same time, he doesn't have much, and he will buy some things. Do I have anything? He has 6 left, huh? Fair enough. I have 1,000 gold.
All right then.
Trot of larceny. Nice. Interesting. Alright, so we have some dreams. It's usually a good thing, right? Come on. There we go.
Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards.
I haven't conjured a dagger in ages. I hope they haven't changed the spell.
Hey Gale, welcome. So you wanted to meet him, huh? There he is. Those are his horns. He is Dremora. Well, he's half Dremora, half Breton, technically, hence the name. But yeah. Destruction. Ooh, that's right. Hold on. Magnetize. 15% chance to lift the target in the air for 2 seconds. Shock spells up to 30% more powerful based on missing magic percentage. Also useful, but we'll be waiting. So Force of Nature robes of the Magi should also be 50, which would make them another 30% more powerful. So you kind of see what I'm going here with this, right? Okay. Now, Lightning Rune, 81 points. Base Sparks is 13, Crackle is 16. Right?
You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken.
No, we haven't.
Then allow me to introduce myself.
Ah, thank you,
I am
Gal.
Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear?
So I'd like to know more about the college's history.
I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our
Obviously,
history,
I'm not
I'm
looking
afraid.
at him. It's funny. Alright, so what happened in the last few hundred years?
The Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched.
And what caused it?
No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case.
Tell me more about the Great Collapse.
The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting it. Monstrous waves battered the shore for weeks on end. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. Entire districts of the city were lost overnight. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain.
And you mentioned dangerous research. I take it that's a problem here.
Not often, no. Some risks must be taken to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us.
I'm curious. I know they, I have armor rating 14. Hold on, what's that from?
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Alright, that can't be. Hold on a second. Protective clothing. Your clothing provides 5 points. Alright. So, I'm curious here. Let's try something. Alright, so it's up. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't gonna affect anything. So my armor rating's 134 with stone flesh. So 60 would be 120. Okay, makes sense now. Perfect. Perfect. Got scared for a second there. Ah. We read the missing apprentices. Actually, let's do this.
Welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will
Man, he looks
destroy
so
you.
menacing next to everybody
Sir, I
else.
think
Look
we
at that.
all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution.
If I turn that light down, how bright is it for you guys? Let me know.
You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do?
I think you should teach us something.
Is that so?
See, he agrees with us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic.
Remarn's just hanging out
I'll
over there.
teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells?
I don't use wards.
That's all right. I can teach you a very basic ward, one that's enough for the purposes of this lesson. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite.
It's gonna make me use this, isn't he?
Wouldn't want anyone else in the way.
Alright.
Now, cast the ward. Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start.
Pretty cool
I'd like
ward.
you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sawthorn nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
Ward, right? Right, Wind?
Good to see you.
No, not really. Couriers
What have you
don't
got for
seem to
sale?
like delivery
Take a look.
service here.
That's too bad.
Alright. Let's look at what I have. What you gave me that I don't need. I was thinking about using these Novice Mage boots instead of my plain black ones. It's not much of a reason. You can't actually disenchant these. At least I can't. I don't have a mod that unlocks all enchantments for every other mod that I have. I could sell them, but only 70, so it really depends on what he has. Which isn't much. And I already have basically everything. Alteration, train me.
I can certainly share a bit of what I know.
Sure, just a bit. Yeah, we got right to 5. I'll have 54 gold left.
All right.
And a level. We're right into Magicka. Alright. One perk, huh? Let's see here. I'm also gonna, well, sneaks. We're gonna hold on to this perk for now.
We heading out? Let me just conjure up the energy. Let's go.
So, not sure if everybody's seen. Oh, you have to go this way. You.
Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in
Nope,
it for
not
yourself?
holy words.
I assure you that I
Strange
shall be
runes.
watching all of you
By
very
itself.
closely.
So what do you do here?
I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice.
The Thalmor, huh?
Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, We seek only to help Skyrim, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future.
Almost 5 a.m. So you can actually do training. Here, let me F5 real quick since I haven't done it yet. There's a bottom half to where you went to. I think I showed this off once. Since it's been changed. This is still the Hall of the Elements. Forget what this one is. So these are the elemental trainings. Whoa, back up. Jeez. Alright. He'll spar with you. He does come back. This ancient specter is bound to this hall, wishing only to practice this destruction magic against a willing partner. Please show him the courtesy of asking for a spar rather than simply attacking. Also, please be a good neighbor and do not spar while others are training nearby or using the laboratory. He's actually pretty cool. We'll see that later. So obviously lightning's there. Firebolt defense. This well, ice should be on the other side. Disenchanting font. Soul gems. Mage hood. Embellished robes. Take the gems. Ornate mage boots. Oh, I've seen these before. Ooh. What else I see? Not stealing. Interesting. Let's get some light back on here. So this works just like it does in the Hall of Countenance. You can take stuff. The gems are the only things that I think I would ever need. Stick of wax, scrolls, weights, Grand Soul Gem. It's pretty nice. And then if you wind up losing against him, I found out the hard way. This is where you end up. So yeah, that's why there's blood here. Linen wraps, wine, toolkit. Just telling you that, you know, don't hoard all the potions. Some of them are really good. I usually just take these. The resists aren't all that great. Yeah. It's and the midden entry is here. The door, obviously, the bar. So then there's the hall. Then you have the two stairs. So floor 4, 3 is the Arcanium front desk, then the library. They are now split to 2, right? Floor 5 is private collection, and 6 is Hall of the Archmage. I believe This one should say the same thing. Subterranean, the midden, floor 1, which is where we just were, the laboratory and training. 2, which we're at now, Hall of the Elements. 6, Hall of the Archmage. So, it's laid out differently. Does look good though, doesn't it? Someone know. Alright, let's make our way out. Yeah, no, daylight. Not holy words, no, but yeah, let's see. Show it again real quick.
I wonder if the librarian at Cyrodiil leaves all the cleaning duties to a single apprentice.
So you can see the runes in my
They
hand.
say Polydor and Eloisa were doomed because of the cruel nature of the world. Remind me to use
And
that
you can see
excuse if I
the,
ever break up with someone. It's not you. It's not even me. It's the cruel nature of the world.
The ethereal magic jumping off them. See it evaporating into the air. All around. It's actually pretty cool. We, of course won't be using that. Let's see, what do I have in there? One. Tharn's prison. We're gonna keep the prison on there. So my lightning rune is 3. My cloak is now 5. Which I can't dual cast yet, but now I can. Let's see how long it lasts for. It should be the same amount, right? 163 seconds. 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes. Yeah, Obscure's College is by far, in my opinion, the absolute best college mod I have ever seen. I have to remember that 5 is my cloak. I will forget the keybinds, obviously, but, you know. Definitely overcast today. Look at that. We got a predator. Let's see here. Couple I see. Got him. Who's this? Ah, Wanderlust. We already met her. Nice. It's a nice touch.
And here we all are. Shall we step inside?
Tell me the importance of this place.
We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered.
So what are we looking for then?
Anything. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence.
Alright, let's go.
All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
Should be, he says.
As some of you may know, Saga was one of the earliest Nord settlements in Skyrim. It was also the largest. Sacked by the elves in the infamous Night of Tears, not much is known about what happened to Saga.
You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level distraction spells yet?
I will.
Ah, this is good. But Jizargo will know them first. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with Jizargo.
Yeah, you seem very sure of yourself.
There is much for Jizargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jizargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt. Until next time.
So we raid a simple Nord ruin, and it's crawling with Draugr.
Well, are there any questions before we begin?
Let's listen to him talk.
Until next time.
You good, Rumarin, or what? You can get that out. Go ahead. The bucket. All right.
Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secured.
Interesting. Now what?
Well, are there any questions before we begin?
Now it's... What would you like me to do?
Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our finds. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifacts here in the ruins. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find anything, the class can look it over. Now let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do? Brelina, my dear, why don't you search for warding magics? Anything designed to keep people out. Don't interact with them, just identify them. Ormond, please search that area over there.
Oh, that is dark. Yeah, I
If
thought
there's any residual energies, alive or undead. Jizargo, what shall we have you do? Why don't you verify that we're the first ones here? Look for any amount of tampering with the tomb.
So, Will, this is,
Let's be
if you can
careful.
hear, this is Southern Diaries playing now. Or one of the tracks from it. I'll be honest, before I decided to put it in, I was going to not use a music mod at all. I see there. Empty. Oh yeah. Alright. entirely secure, he says. It's broken. Here he is. You.
Well, certainly none of this would benefit my research.
Tolfter sent me to help you.
What? Ah, yes, you. I remember
Audio
you.
overhaul, Wind.
You're going to help?
Just
That's
it.
fine.
Just
don't make a mess of my work. I've only looked through a portion of the section. You can look around in the chambers just north of you.
It's one of the
Try and
reasons
be
why I
careful,
prefer that
right?
over
We don't want to damage
Immersive
anything.
Sounds Compendium. They just seem to sound better. There's just certain audio clips in there that are more orally appealing, or aurally, A-U-R-A-L-L-Y, I think it's spelled. I think. Sounds better to my ear holes. So what do you need me to do?
Just round up the rest of the magical artifacts so that I can catalog them.
Tell me if you know anything about Ancano.
He asked far too many questions about my research. I think the Thalmor are trying to steal my work. I haven't told him anything, of course. What I'm doing is far too important. Can't breathe a word of it.
I doubt that.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Marin. Gem. Alright.
Yes?
So tell me, you're High Elf? What's your opinion on the Thalmor?
I do. They're tall, punctual, and have good posture.
It's not what I meant.
Oh, I know, but I learned that discussing politics and religion is an exercise in futility. I'll just evade the question, thank you, and focus on more agreeable questions, like the weather, the temperature, and the local food. Just try and disagree with me on the weather. See? You can't.
Alright. That's all we have to ask him for now.
Let's go.
What do you think? Urn. We got one. Let's take a look at this one. Enchanted Ring. Found in the ruins of Sarthal. Seems to mimic the design of many ancient rings found in Resdane. Not a bad model. Little plain on the well, yeah, interesting. We got another one. Same thing, huh? Take that one. Let's turn the light off here. Yeah, it looks a lot better without it.
At the risk of sounding a bit whiny, my feet are tired. I know we're in a dangerous Nord ruin and can't stop, but I just wanted to put it out there.
I don't know, I think ELFX is doing a pretty good job by itself. Hey.
What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm trapped in here, obviously.
How in the world did that happen?
Well, pulled the amulet off the wall, up went the bars, you figure out the rest.
Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it?
Use it. Like, put it on, maybe. Let's do that. Minor stamina, huh? Stotwork medallion portrays the two sides of the Nordic god shore.
Do you see that? Some kind of resonance. You and the wall. It must be connected to the amulet. I wonder, what effect might your spells have?
Out of curiosity. It's the same enchantment.
Well, this is highly unusual and very interesting. Why in the world would this be sealed off? What is this place?
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
Such a good movie, by the way.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened?
So you didn't see him? Some type of spirit spoke to me.
I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw?
It said something about danger and something about the Psijic Order.
The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? That's very odd.
Of course I'm sure.
And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Psijics have no connection to these ruins, and no one's seen any of their order in a long time. Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find? Until next time.
Get ready, Lauren. Feel free to kill. There we go. Not this one. Nothing. Okay, so I'll keep it up.
Be prepared to defend yourself.
So who's the Psijic Order?
They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their
I
sanctuary.
love
on
all
the
those
Isle of
movies,
Artaeum.
Will.
I
They're
have
great.
no idea what connection they'd have to this place.
So why is this Psijic contacting me?
I have no idea, but it's fascinating. Assuming it's true, of course. The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen to contact you. Why, it's intriguing. If nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy.
Worthy, he says.
Until next time.
Of course.
Is someone there?
Always good to come out on the windy side.
I've
Heralds.
never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. You, however, should press on. See if you can find whatever this vision of yours mentioned.
Oh, he's not happy.
It's truly dangerous. Be careful. Go on ahead. I'll be sure and catch up with you before long. Be prepared to defend yourself. Take care now.
The interior.
Draugr always make me think of pirates with scurvy. I wonder why that is.
So, yeah, just a little bit about his backstory, Gale. So he was summoned and bound by the coven that lives in was it Kvallsljus? That's the eastern side of the of East March there, bordering the Rift. It's the one that's, I want to say it's a little bit south of, I can't think of the name of the orc stronghold. It's in the, what do they call it? The Valathi Mountains there. So they summoned him, they bound him, killed him, he fought back. They brought him back to life. So he can't go back, basically to the Deadlands, where they summon him from. He does have some of the blood of a Breton within him. Yeah, it's the one that's up past Kynesgrove. Is Kvallsljus Slope, I think, is the name. So basically, how I played it out was, when we started, I just used the kill all command. Obviously, them bringing him back to life wasn't the best idea. But he's now bound to this world. He's lost some of his abilities that you would typically see in a Dremora. No longer wears any type of Daedric armor, so no heavy, no light. Doesn't wield any Daedric weapons at all. Just relies on magic that he knows, magic that he learns or finds, depending what it is. But he's taken a fancy to lightning and shock, as it drains magicka from other mages. Obviously, it's the first thing he wants to get rid of. He's afraid of someone else trying to bind him, even though he doesn't know that he can't be bound anymore since he's part mortal. Haven't kicked the main quest off yet, so that's a whole other area that we're gonna get to. But he wanted to learn more about his origin, and he met Rumarin on the way. And normally he would he's very wary of anybody else, creatures, people, like man or mare, it doesn't matter to him. He was going to pretty much incinerate Rumarin until he turned around and talked to him. And he realized he wasn't hostile, so he kind of put up with them at first until Rumarin started to basically humor him. That's the mortal side of him. He gained what he lost in his full, Dremora life. He gained some abilities through the human side of him, I guess you could say. And Bretons, for the most part, are mixed blood anyway, so he really is truly a hybrid. So let's see here.
Do you really think it was wise to split up? Does Tolfnir care at all about the welfare of his students? Sure, we can handle ourselves, but still.
is it? Yeah, let's take that one. I didn't save before I went in there, did I? Alright. Oh, it doesn't work on these guys. Oh. You can help too. This is good. Marn's down. Come on. We'll take that. Right into Magica. 2 perks, huh? Illusion hit 30, Conjuration hit 40. Alright. Let's hold on to them. Oh, he was a tough one. Etherealize. Well, I got him. You okay? Jeez. We searched these guys, right? Yeah, we did. Search this one. Nether Rift. Places a magical trap at target location for 15 seconds afterward. The enemy will be teleported. Take it. It's a spell tome. Alright. I need something else besides Tharn's Prison because it's not going to work on any of these guys. Crackles 2. See if Wither works on one. On any of these undead. Gems. 10 carat ruby, wow. Nice. Books. Oh, you're welcome, yeah. He's quite fun to play. Of course I didn't jump, right? Take that? Come on. Take it. So let's see if Wither works. Right? Should have my runes. They're gonna wake up. Got 2 of them set free. Not. There goes that, right? Could always summon my pit fighter, right? Just restless. Alright, where's the one that was in there? Is he on top of it? Did it fall behind? Probably did. Alright.
What if these ruins were built not to keep adventurers out, but to keep Draugr in? No, that's just the skooma talking.
You can see how Rumoran humors him. It's F5. We all know what's coming. Let's also turn the light on. I got 3 in a row for you. Wow. Yeah, I'm about to yield too. Deathlord. That's kind of cool looking. A long mace. I have no use for one. Where's he going? Whole septum. Save it.
Finally, a puzzle worthy of someone of my intellect.
It's bloody.
And by that I mean a puzzle designed for a self-educated peasant.
Right. So, snake. Whale. Eagle. Eagle. Snake. Whale. Right. And this one goes back to snake. This one goes to whale. You should be done. Right? Bird. Yep, there we go. That's how easy it is. Did I get hung up on that?
Hold on, Mumble. Hold
Trap.
on. I thought it high time I caught up with you.
Alright.
What could this place be? Spells
I don't
and
think you can buy
incantations
anything that I
for
picked
those
up
of
so
the
far, but
talented
let's
caster.
take a look and see. Right. Curious. He could buy these. One pair of gloves. And you can buy this. And so I have 786. I really can't even do any training. Alright, let's see who the first idiot is that steps on that. Kite. Interesting. Interesting. Take this one. One of them's gonna. You know they are. It's gonna stand here for a second. No? Okay.
Well now, would you look at that? I never imagined we'd find something like this. Why is this buried so far within Sarthon? Take care now. Nothing seems to work. Keep it busy. I'll try to drain some of its power.
There we go.
All over now. You didn't nice.
This is simply fascinating.
So what is it?
I have no idea.
Have a good night,
This
Loki.
is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Sabos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry.
Let's read that. Be bound here, Uric, murderer, betrayer. I'd like to be able to read it. Condemned by your crimes against Rome and Lord. May your name and your deeds be forgotten forever, and the charm which you bear be sealed by our ward. Writ of sealing. I think because I have the replacer, it's not going to show. Yep, that's fine.
Tolfdi is right. The Archmage must be told of this discovery. A copy of the Lusty Argonian made right here in Sarthon. And the orb too, I suppose.
Alright, let's see. Interesting. I blew everything to smithereens when I threw my Master Robes of Illusion. Oh, just sell those. Or disenchant them. It's the only downside about the shock stuff, or runes in general, is that everything goes flying. So, what's this? Fragments. What's that? The question is, can he wear a circlet? He should be able to, right? Yeah, we can. Nice. Never sure about the custom races and certain things. Looks familiar. Nice. Right. He has no idea what that is. He can read it, but that's about it.
As a child, Otero and I would pass time on the road by playing Withershins. A fine day to you, he'd say. Then I'd reply, better than the last. Can't say the others appreciated it, though. Dare I say they were rather annoyed. Especially so. you want?
Oh, he's just... Yeah. Oh, he does. Look at that. Assaults. Ah, it's an expensive one. Interesting. What do you want?
A new hand touches the beacon. Listen, hear me and obey. A foul darkness has seeped into my temple. A darkness that you will destroy. Return my beacon to Mount Kilcreath. And I will make you the instrument of my cleansing light. See if she'll still sell. She should.
I'm telling you, I heard it, howling. Those werewolf tales are true.
Let me see your wares.
Take a look.
Alright. Any poisons that I could possibly get rid of? This one's handy. Also that. Alright, so we found these. Pretty expensive. She won't be able to buy all of them. Nice.
Trinkets,
See
odds
what
and ends, that
she
sort of
has,
thing.
though. Although I am saving the money for training, so. Ring of Daggers. That would be better than what I have, but I can't buy it. a very expensive Grand Soul Gem that I'm not going to waste and have 11 septims left.
Aye.
Let's take the lever. Alright. Magica. 3 perks. Alteration's 38. Okay. So I think what I'll do is once I hit 40 in alteration, we'll take Mancian Magic, and that will make things a lot more interesting. Not having to rely on regen whatsoever, spell cost, etc. We can make use of the Staff of Shalador, however, in combat that's not really an option. And we'll have to see how it plays out, right? The bacon. Gotta love it. Hall of the Archmage. I know. And yes, Rumarin is glitching through me, so. I'd rather talk instead of steal.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented.
So I need to speak to you about Sarthal.
Please don't tell me that another one of the apprentices has been incinerated. I have enough to deal with right now.
Couldn't get that lucky. So, we found something in Sarthal and Tolfler thinks it's important.
Very well. I trust that you wouldn't be here were it not significant. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Tolfdir normally looks after your little group, yes? Since he's apparently occupied, and I will need to see this discovery for myself, I think perhaps you should begin researching the subject. And good work. The next time you find yourself exploring Nordic ruins, perhaps this will be helpful.
So have you met with the Sijic Order?
Personally? No, not I. One of their number used to advise the Archmage when I was but an apprentice here, but that was a great many years ago, before all the members of the Order were called back to the Isle of Artaeum, and it disappeared entirely. All right then.
So let's see here. So that's still not unlocked. We would have to wait for him. So yeah, this is all different. Steal from office cabinet. What does he have in here? We can look through, right? Can't hurt to look. Supplies. Assume the same. Yeah. Seal of Winterhold, yeah. Standard things, you know. is opaque, revealing nothing. There we go. The Arcanium has 2 floors. As you can see, it looks a lot better. Right? Just like a proper library should.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several if you're talented.
Greetings. Confound it all! This page too! That makes 5 in total. This is unacceptable!
Something wrong?
A page from one of these texts, and 4 others, torn right from the spine. I've consulted with Urog's apprentice girl, and she insisted, rather
the ladders, yep.
emphatically,
Oh, yep,
that
Gail
none
said
of
it
these
first, she
tomes
nudged
have
me.
been checked out for years.
The way it
I
should
told
be, right?
the girl that wouldn't preclude a thief from browsing the cases.
Yeah, the librarian's assistant does seem to be a bit daft.
I don't blame her, though. It's the head librarian's duty to keep more sensitive texts behind sealed doors. Or perhaps it's the fault of the one who trained him. In either case, the result is the same. It is as I feared. Someone has managed to steal key pages from the writings of Trectus.
Yeah, that's right. That is the name of Shalador, isn't it?
Shalador created Labyrinthian, and his imprint echoes across Skyrim.
Wow, I'm off on this.
But I speak of another. Trectus is the birth name of
Galarian.
Vanus Galarian, former Sigic monk,
That's right.
student of Iachasis, and founder of the Mages Guild.
Interesting. So how did he make such an error?
It is not an error. It's far more likely that Urog holds an opposing position regarding the substance of these texts. Not to mention a stubborn refusal to recognize that a controversial theory might actually have merit.
So I'm interested in how he encoded his texts.
Each book is a cleverly crafted tale that hints towards the ideals of a particular school of magic. However, the overall narrative
She
is
is kind of loud,
unimportant.
isn't she?
From what I have gathered in my time here, it seems the school of magic is simply a mechanism. For instance, I found lighting a text with an alteration spell revealed a hidden message written in an ink altered to mimic a human soul. Of course, without the knowledge to light the aura of life aglow, the mage's search would end there. The chain continues until one reaches the destination. The final pages that contain detailed notes on the crafting of a new spell.
I may see them.
I'm afraid not. The texts are evidence, and the methods Galarian used to encode the journals must undergo further study. Once I have informed Urog of his omission, he will add the works to this library's collection, along with the missing pages, should they be retrieved. If you have scholarly interest, however, I can share with you the 5 tales of Galarian's youth. They are quite interesting.
Let's go to the beginning.
As a young child, Galarian's father bought books from smugglers in order to teach his son how to read. As serfs of a minor nobleman, Lord Janess of Solakik Kur, such knowledge was strictly forbidden. Galarian recounted how his father taught him to avert his eyes at every signpost, and to speak with improper diction. Most of all, He warned him not to reference the tales he read, but more importantly, the cities, beasts, and forests contained therein. For the spell would be broken the instant their lord realized the boy knew things his eyes could not see.
And the second?
Galerion's mother was an old-fashioned woman, one comfortable with her station. She never wanted to deprive Galerion of knowledge. She was, however, fearful of the consequences. A seed of dread was planted in her mind, and grew into a forest of despair. It was only a matter of time before her husband or her child would slip and betray their literacy. In truth, Lord Jonas suspected nothing, but in her reality, she saw her husband on the gallows, and through her actions, she made it true. Vanessa's father died from the crime of literacy. He was hung, his body left out for weeks as the sweltering heat bubbled the skin of his fetid corpse. The effigy itself was gruesome,
nice picture.
But so was the cruelty of Lord Jonas. He forced Galerion to scrub the gallows every day, as his father hung lifelessly above him. He held the lessons of his father close to his heart, and never spoke an indignant word, no matter how callously the nobleman prodded him. However, if one stayed awake past the dead of night, one could hear the violence echoing from the basement of the servants' quarters. As a child, Vanus Galerion escaped his birth home of Solikik-on-Kur. He simply crept out of his quarters one night and ran. He never stopped running. He had trekked halfway across the Somerset Isle when he reached the shores of Alinor. There was nowhere left to run. Exhausted, he collapsed in a ditch. It is there that a band of troubadours found his body and nursed him back to health. They employed him as an errand boy and gave him food and shelter, and the life he had seemingly lost was somehow returned to him. Vanus Galerion once ran with a group of troubadours. They performed from city to city, regaling crowds with their song and flair. One of them was a former jester, a man with deft hands. From out of the ether, he would withdraw a bouquet of flowers or a septum from your ear. However, it was the group as a whole who cast a spell on the young boy, drawing a smile that had been lost to the void.
Interesting.
As you will. Farewell.
She's an interesting one to talk to. I think where were we going? We were going down. And so obviously Urag's right here. I think we have to speak to Mirabelle, right? Yep, we do. Okay. So we'll take you the upper walkway. And down again we go, to the Hall of the Elements.
There you are. I've been trying to find you. I just wanted to let you know that Ancano's been asking
How'd you know it was me?
I think he's looking for you.
Why would Ancano be looking for me?
I'm not sure. Just, well, mind what you tell him, all right?
Is there a problem?
No. Well, I don't think so. Between the two of us, there are rumors about him. That this advisor position he has is a sham, an excuse. That what he's really doing is spying for the Thalmor, trying to feed them information. Whether it's true, I can't say. But it never hurts to be a little suspicious, does it?
Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. Until next time.
Jeez. Alright. Since you're here...
Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. Still, there's always room for improvement.
Let's see if we can...
Spells and incantations
Strike
for
a
those
bargain.
with the talent to cast them.
I have no use for this. This one's an interesting one. It retains its same enchantment. I just really like the model. Stuff like this. And of course, Electrospheres, which I haven't gotten to use yet. The skull, we need to fill this a little bit more. This will become a backup. curiosity. She has chain lightning. We've been using Crackle this whole time. And I haven't even used Lightning Bolt, which is 41. Chain lightning might be interesting. But I'm going to go with Lightning Bolt for now. Basically to save cash. You can see Scatter Shock would be up there too, but that's going to come later. Maybe a little too powerful right now. And let's learn it. Okay. So Crackle is 16, and the Cloud will do up to 82 damage, right? For a little bit more, dual cast one of these are usually pretty good. So I'm going to swap them for now. I want to test and see. Should be, what, 2? Yeah. Alright, Remarn. Come on. Yeah. Plus it just sounds really cool. And Mirabelle. That's right. Oh, thank you, Gail. She's, I believe she's interesting NPCs, or she's either from the college mod. I'm not 100% sure which. I would love to be able to sit here and have dialogue with all of the added NPCs from interesting, but, that's sadly a lot. Mirabelle.
I understand you're the one that found this orb in Sarfel.
I did. The Archmage asked me to see you about the class.
Yes, from what I've heard, I expect Tofdil will be occupied for some time. That is a problem, isn't it? I suppose someone else will need to look after the apprentices for now.
So what should I do then?
Well, perhaps it's time for some independent study. Check with Urag Groshab in the Arcanium. See if he's aware of any references to this thing that you and Tolfdir found. I'd like to know as much as we can about it.
Speaking of...
Well, you're certainly making a name for yourself.
What do you know about the Psijic Order?
No more than anyone else, I don't think. They're a very old order. Predated the Imperial Mages Guild by quite a bit. In fact, the Mages Guild was founded in opposition to the idea of the Psijic Order, that only an elite few should have control over magic. No one has seen or heard from them in over 100 years now, though.
You can go. They don't listen. She's not going into her quarters. Who's she going into? Magus, the groundskeeper? Really? Well, okay. That's pretty cool looking. So this is the instruction hall, basically. During the day you could find them here. Or within given hours, etc. Right. Alteration office, Tolfdir. Tells you the time. This is one of the things I really, really love about this mod. I could probably spend an entire play in and around the college doing things. Here's Feralda between 1 and 2. She takes a break, then between 3 and 5 again. They have all different hours. These are all told. This is enchanting, so Sergius, 2:30 to 5. They all keep their own illusion Drevis. Right. Colette. 9, so she's in the morning till a little afternoon. It's really neat. Really like it. And alchemy. So Thelsa is the alchemist now. It's from 3 to 5. And of course Tolfdir from 4 to 6. And it's interesting too if you I'll stop sneaking around. I'll throw the light on. We'll kind of break a little bit of immersion, but you'll see the things he has in here. His is pretty plain. He just he's an old man. He just likes to sit here and talk to you. Finis. So Finis is in the morning as well. Right. Ooh, where am I going? This is enchanting, so Sergius. I think we did him. Right. And I guess they use some basic weapons for enchanting, and then of course you have you do have a set here. This was destruction. Alright, we already did this. Let's go downstairs. Come on. Right, down this way. Alright. No, yep, and when you first get here too, because diligence, let me see, I think I have to go this way. Yeah. So outside of each of the halls, it'll tell you where they are, what they are, like their position, right? So Urag, you know, he'd normally be on floor 1, so I have to check now because he may or may not be in the library. He may be here as well. You could also see they have Orthorn, who you find on the quest we're about to embark on. He was of the erudite rank here. He actually has a room, and you saw we took Nelikar's old room. Let me just okay that real quick. Throw the light on. And it also tells you that the enchanting and alchemy workshops are here as well. So I am curious to see if it. Yeah, it is directing me inside here. So Urag might be inside. We don't have to go back into the Arcanium. And of course, Rumar. Let's do this. Oh, there it is. So Feralda, how about this? Hey, command him to wait. Just near you. I think everybody's getting up right about now. That's interesting. Did I not get him? Got 35 dreams in there. Brag. We're doing double duty here. So yeah, this is what I noticed too, especially with this race. Sometimes it's a little off. We got 40 dreams. Wake up.
Yeah?
I need to learn about something we found in Sarthal.
I know what you want. Word travels fast around here. Discovered some big mystery, huh? Well, you don't even need to ask.
No, I don't have anything for you. Not anymore, anyway.
You don't have anything?
I said not anymore. Orthorn stole a number of books when he ran off to Fellglow Keep to join those summoners. Some kind of peace offering. I think one of those volumes may have had some relevant information. If you want them, you'll have to talk to Orthorn.
So who's this Orthorn?
He was an apprentice here at the college. Not very skilled, but got involved with a group of mages who took a liking to him. When they left, he took off after them. Stole supplies and books from the college. I suppose as a way to ingratiate himself.
So where are these mages at Fellglow?
Let's just call it a difference of opinion with the college. They were interested in research that goes outside the bounds of what the college allows, so they were persuaded to leave.
That's interesting. You can practice necromancy here. So anything that's outside the bounds makes you wonder what exactly that is. And nobody cares that Orthorn stole things from the college.
Not enough to bother with. Archmage Aaron's approach to these things is just to let them sort themselves out.
He's gruff,
although now
but
it looks
he
like
means
you'll
well.
be doing the sorting. Good luck with that.
A little ornery. That's endearing, though, so.
Yesterday and today he's been putting
You take your work very seriously.
Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials. All right, then.
Let's turn that light off. Alright. Well, for all this, 3 something in the morning. Alright, we're gonna do some double duty here. Alright. So, you can see Orthorn has a room here. He doesn't have much. There's some septums. Let's see what he's got in his chest here. More septums. A lot of nothing, really. Cabbage. So it would have been interesting if, and maybe I'm missing something, that they put like a note. Maybe that like fell behind there or something that he was writing about what he was planning on doing, just because he's, you know, Sergius. Dreams from him. Actually, do I have another set of gloves? I sold them, son of a... Ah. I need the enchantment. They are so expensive, though. You could disenchant the Sarthal amulet. That's even more expensive, and I don't really think I want to disenchant that. I need this one, though. Well, let's, do I have muffle on still? Yes, I do. Alchemy.
Maybe during the day. We'll see. We'll see if anything.
What's this? Call that. gloves. There we go. And they weren't stealing either. Nice. Where'd he go? He's in here.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim.
Let's see here. Can you enchant something for me?
Of course.
Alright. First time using honed metal on this character. We will get mage gloves. Store them. Now, I think he will have a grand soul gem. I'm not sure. Or greater. He has 51 greater. I don't have any. So, like I said, I'm not really worried about enchantments so far. I'm not going to put a grand soul gem on absolutely everything. Because you can see what he can do, even with the greater. He can make conjuration spells and effects last 31% longer. That's with just a greater. So, carry weight we boosted by 31. I don't need that one, but you know, just to say, he's not bad. I'm gonna go. With sneak, I think, because increasing magic like this isn't gonna help me pretty soon. Reducing the cost of spells isn't gonna help me pretty soon. So, reactive barrier would be useful, but I'm gonna have ways to mitigate that too. So we're gonna go with sneak, greater, and we're gonna keep the name. So craft these. Ordered. And we'll let him go back to sleep. Okay. So, the way that we already did call that, that's actually pretty valuable. And it's not stealing. So as Jaren goes on a little bit more, you're gonna see this, vinegar. Ugh. It's how to explain it. So it's a very rough side of him that would basically be, you know, the Dremora in him fading. And he's a little conflicted with it. He's not really sure about how to view his humanity yet, anyway. You, come on. We're going. It's 5 in the morning. Yeah, I did win. Because the magic's not gonna wonder. And I don't have a use for anything else. See what Feralda did? She messed up the order. Because she doesn't know how to aim. So let's get the Staff of Shaladar off the favorites. Let's put... these two bad boys on. No, I can't. I can't. Oh shit, wrong button. Alright. Alright, we'll keep them on. And let me just make sure that all geared up. Yeah, MCM. And make sure that it kept them. Because I did change them. Alright, lock that in. Lock that in. And then go back to first person. So we have Wither, which we will use. What's F5? It's been a hot minute here. You never know. Haven't even really gotten to combat aside from Sarthal. With him, I'm going to try and keep the carry weight down. So obviously not carrying a ton of gold. We are going to need it later. But he's really not going to be picking up like weapons or armor. Robes, yes. Nellikar. Right, we do have to speak to him. They said he was in the inn.
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell?
Like some horrible monster was turned inside out and then exploded. What did you do?
It was a minor miscalculation.
The
I've already
frozen
corrected
heart.
it for future.
That doesn't sound very inviting. Although mages might appreciate
People
the
have a
paradox.
problem with your college, Nellikar. Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Right. Why don't you go back to sleep? Or go back to sleep.
This one reminds me a lot of myself. The drunken lout, not the
Don't even think.
Hurries up. Fair enough. Go steal some dreams.
My days at the college are long behind me, but I prefer to stay close by.
They told me to speak to you. I'm looking for an elven mage who studies stars.
Who sent you? Was it the college? The Jarl? We agreed there would be no more questions.
Look, I'm willing to pay.
A few coins for my soul. If only you understood the irony. What do you know about soul gems?
Welcome.
Soul gems, why are you asking?
That's what caused all the trouble. Soul gems are used in enchanting, but they break afterwards. Except one. Azura's Star, a Daedric artifact that allows any number of souls to pass through it. Some of us wanted to find out how. I was working under Malin Varen then. If only we knew what he was really planning.
Get to the point.
Malin wanted to alter the star. He was dying, disease. He thought he could store his own soul inside, become immortal. It drove him mad. Students started dying. Eventually, the college exiled him. He took a few loyal disciples to Ilinalta's Deep and vanished. Look, I don't care who asked you to find the star, but don't take it back to Azura. The Daedra are evil. They're the reason Malin went insane.
How'd the Daedra drive Malin insane?
Azura is no ordinary Daedra.
Oh, I know.
She commands an entire realm inside of Oblivion. The more Malin worked on the star, the more she was able to damn him. It started slowly at first. Malin would see things that weren't there. Then he would yell at students over words they hadn't said. Then one day I walked in and Malin had killed a student. And in a horrific moment of inspiration, he started using her soul for his work.
Sounds like Malin got what was coming to him.
The college would agree with you. But do you have any idea how many innocent lives were cut short, just so Azura could have revenge? We're nothing to the Daedra. Pawns to move around, praise and punish as they see fit.
Tell me how her star works.
I mentioned how the star is a soul gem, only it never gets depleted. There's another rule the artifact follows. You can only store white souls in the star, belonging to the lesser creatures. Azura's magic won't allow black souls to enter it. As a mortal, Malin's soul was black, so part of his work was breaking past Azura's rules. He was close before. Well, I already told you. All right, then.
Interesting. Use the Book of Soul Trap right there now. I'm wondering which mod adds that in, because that is not vanilla. Let's look over his... Interesting. Am I keeping you up or what? Now are you up?
I told you what you wanted to know. What else could you want?
Mm-hmm. No, we're good. Let's turn the lights off here. Okay. Let's look at my skills here. Alright, we're almost there. Almost 40. Conjuration's 42. Atromancy. Signed in blood. It will absorb your life force to heal itself, preventing you from regenerating health, but regenerating 10 points per second. No. Because they could be done again. Resummoned. Second rank is at 50. Distorted shape should be 40, right? Illusion's 33. Let's take dual casting. This I'm gonna do. Trying to think of how to do this. I could technically take healing off. Fury I'm not really using. So 6. So I'll put Shock Nova at 6. Alright. Shock Nova is an interesting one too. This is the dual cast version of it. Oh, really?
Victory is yours. I submit.
Alright. Well, I did save as soon as we went outside, so not a big deal. I didn't even see the courier there.
I've been looking for you.
Oh, yeah,
That's something I'm supposed to deliver.
Because he never came up to me like he's supposed to.
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Letter of notification. Oh, are you telling me he's done already? Oh, he does quick work. Sergius. Fair enough. Perfect, let me see if I can sell anything. 722, huh? Is she open yet? Ah. Thank you, Berna.
Can I help you?
Yes. You could buy stuff from me.
What business do college mages have in a place like Sarthal anyway? It's a place for Nor dead, not your weird experiments.
Listen here, woman. Yeah, why'd you set up shop here?
Wasn't by choice, I can tell you that. Options were in short supply. Branmir and I grew up here, and nearly any money I make, he drinks away. Without the coin to pack up and leave, I decided to take to trading.
Don't give him any money. You get any business all the way up here?
Very funny. I'm sure you've noticed
kidding.
that Winterhold isn't exactly overflowing with people. So I'll sell whatever I can. If it's worth putting a price on, you can bet I'll do it. I've been burned a few times, made a few bad deals, but mostly I come out on top.
Something about a bad deal?
Yeah, it was stupid of me. I shouldn't have believed the story and just refused the trade. But I didn't, and now I'm stuck with this worthless junk.
What was the story given?
Some line about this clothing in Ingol Barrow. He said it was worth more than its weight in gold if I took it back there. Something about placing it back in Ingol's chamber, I don't know. What was I thinking? Even if it were true, I'm not setting foot in some ancient tomb filled with who knows what.
Well, I could look into it for you.
I don't even care anymore. You want to check it out? Fine. I'll sell you the thing for 50 gold, and then it's your problem.
I'll take it.
Fine, here you go. You get killed on account of this thing, it's not my fault. Got it? But I suppose if it does actually turn out to be worth something, let me know, will you?
All right then.
So 8 o'clock, she should officially be open
You're
now.
that one from the college. Heard about you.
Yeah, there you go.
Take a look.
Alright. We have the skull. I'm not going to use the Staff of Electrospheres, I know this. I have this one too. This is not as much damage, but it'll work. So. Oh, she only has 13 gold. God damn it. I can't win, can I? Well, let's hope that Sergius has it under 2,000 septims for those gloves. Somehow I doubt it, but... So let's see. We gotta go find him, don't we? Nice.
There are few places where one can... That incident in Morthal was just a misunderstanding, no matter what the guards claim.
Also sell him stuff too. You posted a notice about your missing apprentices.
Ah, that, yes. The group prior to yours has disappeared entirely. It's possible that there was less than the necessary amount of oversight. That's still being looked into. But we've had no contact with them for quite some time now. Arniel wondered if perhaps they'd somehow managed to get themselves lost in the Outer Realms. But I think that's giving them too much credit.
How long have they been missing?
I hadn't really considered it in terms of time. I suppose it's been at least a month. Let me think. What were they working on? As I recall, Ysra was trying to improve flame cloak spells to better work in Skyrim's harsh environment. Elos Tai was practicing illusion spells. She was having trouble with the calm spells, I believe, but only ever worked with skeevers. And then there's Borvir and Rundi, twins, though they rarely agreed on anything. Those two boys were obsessed with mead, convinced they could concoct something to compete with Honningbrew. Something about using frost magic to chill the mead for a certain period of time. I felt it was a waste, but the Archmage let them proceed.
You'll buy things from me.
Take a look.
Yes, you will. We can sell that. We can sell... not much else. The boots, maybe. 91 he's got, right? I can't even buy that. You can buy this. You could buy this. You could buy this. Not selling the Dream's Tide. The Healer's Tale. You could buy this. And you have 5, right?
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Alright, let's see where this man's at. Not in here, huh? Is he? Just double check. Sometimes these things never point you in the right direction. 60... let's call that... Yeah, he's sleeping. Okay.
Enchanting services
Good thing I didn't
are
leave.
one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim.
So I came to pick up my items. Blah, 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 blah. Are they ready?
Aye, with a certainty.
Oh, 181. Nice. Awesome. Let's take a look. Yeah, sneaking's 27%. So I had nothing on these, right? Base design. The mage gloves just literally have the name change. That's it. So swap over. And
The local Nords may not like us very much, but they don't seem to mind having access to enchanted weapons and armor.
Good, I don't care. Who else is up here? She's not even here. Okay. So Venice is out of money. Urag. Urag won't buy anything for Alda. Ooh. Shit, she's locked. You.
You can see me?
Of course I can see you.
Confound it all, I was quite sure I was invisible. Or at least transparent.
Nothing on my boots, Mel. They are just plain old black mage boots. What have you got for sale?
So, you wish to master the arcane arts?
First time talking to Drevis. He is he's quite the character. You'll buy one of these rings. I'm gonna hold on to my old gloves. Just because. We're wearing the Sarthal amulet. I am going to... Didn't I switch over... Why is it not in my inventory? Or am I looking right at it? Hold on. Oh, because he won't buy it, that's why. We'll take the 2 gold loss with this one. It's a pretty one. Okay. Let's see what you have. Fear, huh? Curse of the Silent. Nothing really. Like, I could buy these, like, see these boots here, all the mage boots now have all 3 resistances, I think in increments of 5%. So 5, 10, 15, 20, I believe. But you can't disenchant them. Because I have the muffle spell. And he doesn't do a lot, like he's going to be doing some sneaking, but he's not going to be doing a lot of sneaking. So the 27% I have from that, plus I also have, let's see, where is it? So the Dreamer's Verse, this is the book, the tome that I have in my back left. My illusion spells are 20% more powerful, sneaking is 20% more effective. So what's that, 47% already? So I don't really need muffle on my boots. I could use them dual cast muffle and I'm okay for like 11 or 12 minutes, whatever it is. Follower of Hermaeus Mora. So bounded a tanning rack to create Eldritch Tomes. So we're gonna have to look into this a little bit more. I've never actually been a follower of Mora with Winter Sun. We'll have to see how it goes. We do have Vermina's Blessing for another 5 hours, so my illusion spells are 10% less, which won't matter pretty soon. So yeah, you can see the 27 on the Mage Gloves. We only used a Greater Soul Gem. I had Sergius enchant them for me. He didn't have any Grand Soul Gems. I didn't either. I didn't have the money for them. But with the Greater Soul Gem, he made them 27. So, worth it to me. And I saved a bunch of money. Yeah, the resistances are good. Yeah, we have Sailor's Repose. We did the Lighthouse. So healing spells cure 10% more. That does come in handy. And then increase magic resistance by 25% with my mage backpack. So he's always going to want to keep that equipped.
Today.
There's others. I think Rumarin's complaining. I don't know where he's at. Come on. Get off your lazy ass. What's F5? Alright, couple things. Black Star. We're definitely going to be doing this. On the way, hitting the books. Missing college apprentices. Don't worry, we're not going to be doing Meridia's quest anytime soon. Where did I get what from, Mel? Which ones are you talking about?
If I did carry a sword, I wouldn't learn how to use it. I'd just get an Akaviri one and call it a day.
Get off your butt, come on. We're going. I'm not 100% sure which one does the enchantment. I don't know if it's the college mod itself that alters them. Something with... It's... I don't believe it's Summer Mist. It very well could be. But I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, so now with the dual cast, yeah, I have 12 minutes worth of muffle. So I don't feel the need to put them on my boots. Yeah, they can't, none of them can be, well, you'd only need the basic ones that she gives you right at the beginning to be disenchanted. So let's see here. There is my lightning cloak. It should be Shock Nova. Oh, it doesn't work on him. Oh. Damn it. There you go. Huh, Bandolier. No. Soldier's broadsword. Coming or what? As instructed, you are to eliminate Jaren by any means necessary. The Black Sacrament has been performed. Somebody wants this poor fool dead. You've already received payment for the contract. Failure is not an option. Astrid. Huh. Yeah. Kiss my ass. I'm really starting to wonder if it's this area or if it's my game that's doing this. I'm gonna try something, guys. I normally don't do this in the middle of stuff, but... Okay. Alright, yeah, I was just making sure. Because we had a nice night, so I guess maybe it's just this area that's like that, and I'm overreacting. Fair enough.
Hey, there's a cave here. Animals, bats.
Get him. Really? Hold on. Couldn't hit him with that?
All over now.
Well, you got him, yeah.
Be careful.
That's the way I don't like followers. They get in the way. Boy. What's that? Please tell me it didn't freeze up. It buffered for you guys? Yeah, it just froze on me. Son of a bitch. Yep. Well, it's a good time for me to take my break. I have to restart. So, yeah, I just broke the internet. Yeah, I'm gonna take my break anyway, so I'll be back in about 15. It froze. I don't know when I saved. I know it was somewhere along the road, I think. Not a problem. About a 15 or so. Okay. It's 9:30 for me right here, like right on the dot now, so about 1:45. Maybe a little afterwards. I'll take some extra time. We'll let my PC rest for a bit. Interesting, because every time I come to this area, it seems to do this. This particular path, literally through here. So you know, who knows? But I'll see you guys in about 15. Alright, bye.